Hey, hello! Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Court. We've got a lot going on around me because I need to organize these books, but that's not what we're here to do today. No, it's not. Are we going to do that anytime soon? We don't know. We don't know. Welcome to the chaos that is my life. Welcome to today's video. If you're not subscribed already, make sure you hit the subscribe button. It helps me out so much, and we'll be one step closer to our 300 subscriber goal that we're trying to hit before Halloween. Fingers crossed. I have my Halloween kitty right here in front of me. Come here! This is Ozzy May. If you're new here, this is my clingiest cat. She is my Velcro cat. She has to be near me at all times and has to be in my lap and just get love all the time when I'm home. So she'll be in and out because she has to be right beside me, and I have been cleaning most of the day, so I haven't been able to give her as much attention as she deserves. We are here today to discuss my 10 before the end. If you don't know what that is, it is a group of 10 books that I want to read before the end of the year. 10 before the end is just a fun little rhyming thing, so we picked 10 books to read before the end of the year as like an end of the year TBR kind of thing. I have 10 books here in front of me. Well, that went extremely well. I'm not doing that again. You saw them. 10 books. You get the gist. My end of the year TBR. We're going to go through them, and you guys are going to hold me accountable for reading these 10 books before the end of the year. That's really all that it is. It'll be a quick little video. If you guys have read any of these, let me know your thoughts on them. If you haven't, if they're on your TBR, also let me know that. Let's get into the books. First, we have When Devils Sing by Zan Har or Zan Kerr. Could be pronounced any which way. I'm not sure. I really don't want to butcher it, but I'm going to. There is the spelling for you if you would like to know. The cover screams fall. It's got a crow and a snake and a moth on it. Might be a cicada because I know this book deals with the cicadas coming out, so it might be a cicada, but we've got some vines and some greenery. It says it awakens ready for its next meal. Oh, we've got some cicadas on the sprayed edges, I believe, with green. And then we have a deer on the back, and it says, every 13 summers, people disappear in Carry On, Georgia. This is a thriller, mystery, horror type book, I believe, set in a small town in Georgia where people just keep disappearing every 13 years or something like that. And a group of people get together to try and figure out what is happening with these disappearances. And it's a, really strange group of people. They're all leading very different lives. I don't think they're friends, but they're all very different. They all have very different lifestyles, but they all come together to try to figure out what is happening in this small town. Very interesting. I heard the audio is super good, so I am going to try to listen to it and we'll see if I like it. The next book we have is Blood Over Brighthaven by M.L. Wang or Wong. This I've heard nothing but good things about. This is a fantasy book, but I've heard it compared to a lot of the high fantasy. The female main character is the best, the baddest. So I am really excited to read it. I've also heard that if you are not happy with the government and the way that it is happening in the United States, you should read this book. It is a New York Times bestseller, the best fantasy novel of the year from The Guardian. Fans for Babel by R.F. Kuang. The first woman ever admitted to prestigious order of mages unravels a secret conspiracy that could change the practice of magic forever in this provocative standalone novel that deftly incorporates elements of science and philosophy into dark academia. For 20 years, Skonia? I'm not pronouncing that right, has devoted every waking moment to studying magic, fueled by a mad desire to achieve the impossible, to be the first woman ever admitted to the high magistry at the University of Magics and Industry. When Skonia finally passes the qualifying exam and becomes a high mage, she finds her challenges have just begun. Her new colleagues are determined to make her feel unwelcome, and instead of a qualified lab assistant, they give her a janitorial job. I'd be pretty upset. What neither Skonia nor her peers realize is that her turn assistant was not always a janitor. Oh, instead of giving her a lab assistant, they give her a janitor. What her peers realize is that her taciturn assistant was not always a janitor. 10 years ago, he was a nomadic hunter who lost his family on the perilous journey from the wild plains to the city, but now he sees the opportunity to understand the forces that decimated his tribe. At first, Mage and Outsider have a fractious relationship, but working together, they uncover an ancient secret that could change the course of magic forever if it doesn't get them killed first. This sounds really good. I've heard such high praise of this book. Everyone that I know that has read it has absolutely devoured it, so I can't wait to read it. That is number 2 on our list of 10. Next, we have Billy Summers by Stephen King. This is a thriller book by Stephen King about a bounty hunter. Chances are, if you're a target of Billy Summers, 2 immutable truths apply. You'll never even know what hit you, and you're really getting what you deserve. He's a killer for hire and the best of the business, but he'll do the job only if the assignment is truly a bad person. But now time is catching up with him, and Billy wants out. Before he can do that, there's one last hit, which promises a generous payday at the end of the line, even as things don't seem quite on level here. Given that Billy is among the most highly talented snipers in the world, a decorated Iraq war vet, and a virtual Houdini when it comes to vanishing after the job is done, what could go wrong? How about everything? I really liked 11/22/63 last fall. I'm excited to read another one of Stephen King's non-horror books. This is the one that really spoke to me, and it's like a thriller slash kind of everything, kind of like 11/22/63 was. So I'm really hoping that this hits the mark. We have a theme going on. It changes. Next we have People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young. This is one of my most anticipated releases of the second half of the year, so this has to go on here. This is a romance novel. It says a sexy and emotional romance from the acclaimed author Out on a Limb. A small town woman's journey to spread her wings intertwines with the arrival of an adventurous newcomer who brings out the best in her. I'm pretty sure our female main character cares for her mother, who has early onset Alzheimer's, and this Milo main male character enters the small town and kind of breaks our female main character out of her routine and out of her shell. I think it's going to be so cute. The cover, probably one of my favorite covers of the entire year. Next, we have Normal People by Sally Rooney. I have never read a Sally Rooney book. I really want to read a Sally Rooney book, and I think I'm going to start with Normal People because it is short and because I've heard nothing but good things about it. There's also a show on Hulu, I think. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure Daisy Edgar Jones plays in the show with Paul Mescal. I might be wrong, but I think Daisy Edgar Jones plays in the show, and I just really want to watch the show. And I also want to read this. I've heard really good things about it. It's about Connell and Marianne. They grew up in the same small town, but the similarities end there. At school, Connell is popular and well-liked, while Marianne is a loner. But when the two strike up a conversation, awkward but electrifying, something life-changing begins. I'm already hooked. That is 5 down. We are already 5 books into my 10 before the end. This is in no particular order, by the way. This is just because they fell. This is what I picked up. Next, we have a newer edition. This is Dear Reader by Tate James. I've heard really, really good things about this series. I've heard good things. I've heard only slightly negative reviews, probably a 1 to 3. 1 being bad, 3 being good reviews of this book. There are 3 books out in the series right now. I'm not sure if there's going to be more in the series, but Bloom kindly sent me all 3 books, and I really want to read this because it looks intriguing. It says, Dear Reader, you want my advice? Never look a gift horse in the mouth. That way you don't see the rotten teeth. In this case, the gift was a scholarship to attend the prestigious Nevaeh University. The rotten teeth? Well, they came in the form of a brand new stepbrother and his little cohort of entangled, arrogant best friends. 4 dangerously handsome and stupid wealthy men who made up their minds about me long before we met. Men who are used to getting everything they want no matter what price. They're called the Devil's Backbone Society, which I think is what this series is called, Devil's Backbone. Dear Reader, this was only the beginning of my ordeal with the Devil's Backbone Society. How do I know? I read about it. Intrigued. I need to know more. Fascinated, to say the least. So that's going on there. Another romance. I'm kind of intimidated, but at the same time, I want to know what that means. Next, 4, I'm super intimidated by, and that's the rest of them. When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. Look at the size of this. Right. I love a good thick book from time to time. So, when I'm in the mood for that, I am going to devour this. Also, I've heard really, really good things about this series in particular. Well, I think this is the only one out. But I've heard really good things about it. I also got it for my birthday. I got it really cheap. This was $10. $10 at the new and used bookstore. Yes. And it's in pristine condition. I picked it up and I definitely want to read it soon because it has dragons. It's fantasy. I think I will love it in the fall changing to winter months. It says an assassin for a rebellion group. I'm not going to be able to pronounce that. Rave's job is to complete orders and never get caught. When a rival bounty hunter turns her world upside down, blood spills, hearts break, and Rave finds herself imprisoned by the guilds of nobles, a group of powerful fae who turn her into a political statement. Crushed by the loss of his great love, Khan? I think it's Khan Vager took the head of a king and donned his melted crown. Now, on a tireless quest to quell the never-ebbing ache in his chest, a clue lures him into the capital's high-security prison where he stumbles upon the imprisoned Rave. Echoes of the past race between them. There is more to their story than meets the eye, but some truths are too poisonous to swallow. Yeah, I fear I need to read this immediately. That sounds so good! Can't wait to read that. I love a good fantasy, and it is fantasy fall, fantasy winter, all the time. Like, it's coming. It's here, and I'm gonna devour it. Similarly, with our next one, intimidated to say the least, but I think I'm going to devour this. This is Fairytale by Veronica Lancette. It says, what could possibly go wrong in a town that rhymes with fairy tale? It's set in August 1955, or I think it goes between timelines, maybe? Miss Darcy O'Sullivan, an orphaned English teacher from Boston, receives a letter that her biological father passes away, and she's surprised to find herself included in his will. There's only one condition. She must travel to Fairytale to attend his funeral. With the promise of a sizable inheritance, Darcy decides to go to the small coastal town that holds the secrets of her birth. But the moment she steps foot, things start to go amiss. Odd residents, odd rumors, odd deaths. Everything about Fairytale is odd, including brooding Caleb Hale. Brooding, you say? Part of the infamous Hale family. During the day, she falls deeper and deeper under his spell, and as he forces her to step out of her comfort zone and embrace her inner sensuality. But at night, it's another man who haunts her dreams. Amon de Arton, a noble man who lived 2 centuries ago. Huh? What? Amon is sweet and suave where Caleb is intense and dangerous, and Darcy feels more torn than ever. Soon she finds herself embroiled in a triangle of lies, deceit, and inexplicable events that make her question her sanity. When an ancient evil threatens the town and everything Darcy holds dear, she must make the ultimate choice. But will she survive it? See, I'm in such a big fantasy mood right now that I know those look huge, but I feel like I would devour them right now because both of those sound so incredible. But just reading the back of the book, I'm ready. I just want to sit there and flip pages and read and know exactly what is going to happen in those books. Number 9, we have Catabasis, however you want to say it, by R.F. Kuang. I am so excited to read this. It is a dark academia-esque story about magic and set at a university, and I believe they travel to hell to save her teacher so she can do something. It's Dante's Inferno meets Piranesi, in which 2 graduate students must put aside their rivalry to journey to hell to save their professor's soul, perhaps at the cost of their own. Catabasis, is a noun in ancient Greek that means the story of a hero's descent to the underworld. And this edition of it is so stunning. Yeah, dark academia meets Dante's Inferno. That's really all I needed to know, and with a book that looks this pretty. Also, Leigh Bardugo, Rebecca Ross, Olivia Blake all have a blurb on the back of it. I know I'm gonna love it. It will be my first R.F. Kuang book. I am prepared. I am ready. I cannot wait. And our last and final book on my 10 before the end, Anxious People by Frederick Bachman. I have been wanting to pick up another Frederick Bachman book since reading Beartown, and I think this is going to be our next one. This says Looking at real estate isn't usually a life or death situation, but an apartment open house becomes just that when a failed bank robber bursts in and takes a group of 8 strangers hostage. I have heard such good things about this, and I've heard that the unique point of views that you get from both the robber and the police outside and each of the hostages is so unique and so done so well that I cannot wait to read this. I want to go in kind of blind because I don't want to know everything. I went in kind of blind to Beartown and was shocked and amazed. It is still one of my favorite reads of like ever. So I kind of want to go in blind. It says wry, wise, laugh out loud funny, a wholly original story that delivers pure pleasure. It is as likely to make you laugh out loud as it is to make you cry. From the Washington Post. We knew that. It's Frederick Bachman. We've been known that. And that is my 10 before the end. Those are a quick little rundown of the 10 books on my end of the year TBR, the books that I want to get to before the year ends. They all sound so good. I tried to pick a wide variety of genres between literary fiction, romance, fantasy, dark academia. We even have like some mystery horror in there. I just want to read all of these right now. Now that I've read the back of them and know a little bit more about them, I am so excited to get into reading them. As I mentioned, if you've read any of these, let me know your thoughts down below. If they're on your TBR, also let me know that. Subscribe so we can hit our subscriber goal before Halloween comes. If you want to follow me anywhere else on the internet, all my social medias are linked in the description below, and I'll hopefully see you guys in my next video real soon. I'm gonna go read. Bye guys!